Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down this week's 40 most played country songs in the nation, according to MediaBase 24/7 for the chart week of June 28th, 2025. Before I get started counting down this week's biggest hits, let's take a look back at last week's top three. At number 3 was This Heart by Corey Kent. Number 2 was Backseat Driver by Kane Brown. And the number 1 song last week was Worst Way by Riley Green. Now, can Riley hang on to that number 1 spot again this week? We'll find out 39 hits from now. We get the countdown started with the first of 2 debuts this week. It's a brand new one from Blake Shelton. He comes in at number 40 with Stay Country or Die Trying. Here's our second debut, rolling in at number 39. It's their second time they've duetted together. It's Morgan Wallen and Post Malone. About a year ago, they hit number 1 with I Had Some Help. And now here they are again with I Ain't Coming Back. And with those 2 debuts, we say goodbye to 2 droppers, Falling Out or Whiskey Drink and Am I Okay? On with the countdown, here's newcomer Max McNown up 2 spots to number 38 with Better Me For You. Up 2 spots to number 37, here's Justin Moore and Time's Ticking. Up 2 to number 36, here's Sam Barber and Avriana with Indigo. In at number 35 for the 3rd week, here's Megan Patrick with Golden Child. Up 2 spots to number 34, Chase Matthew with Darlin'. Up 4 spots to number 33, it's Megan Maroney and Kenny Chesney with You Had to Be There. At number 32, up 2 spots, Ernest and Would If I Could. Up 2 to number 31, here's Hardy with Favorite Country Song. In their 11th week in the countdown, they're up 2 spots to number 30, Parmalee with Cowgirl. And at number 29, up 2, it's George Burge and It Won't Be Long. Up 2 to number 28, here's Hudson Westbrook with House Again. Up a notch to number 27, it's Dierks Bentley with She Hates Me. Holding steady at number 26 in our 20th week on the chart, Rascal Flatts and the Jonas Brothers with I Dare You. Up 4 notches to number 25, here's Lainey Wilson with Somewhere Over Laredo. Up 3 this week to number 24, Tucker Wetmore in 3, 2, 1. Up 1 to number 23, it's Parker McCollum with What Kind of Man. At number 22, up 3 spots, Scotty McCreery and Hootie and the Blowfish with Bottle Rockets. At number 21, up a notch, here's Jelly Roll with Heart of Stone. This 17th week in the countdown, he's up 3 spots to number 20, Keith Urban with Straight Line. Up 2 to number 19, it's Jackson Dean and Heavens to Betsy. Up 2 spots to number 18, Jordan Davis and Bar None. Up 2 to number 17, Eric Church with Hands of Time. Holding at number 16 this week in his 12th week on the chart, Russell Dickerson with Happened to Me. Up 2 spots to 15, here's John Party with Friday Night Heartbreaker. Up a notch to number 14, it's Shabuzi with Good News. In at number 13, up a notch, here's Thomas Rhett and After All the Bars Are Closed. At number 12 for the 2nd week, here's Bailey Zimmerman and Luke Combs with Backup Plan. And the song at number 11, up 2 spots, here's Luke Bryan and Country Song Came On. Right, here's the first of the 10 biggest hits. Here's Tyler Hubbard up a notch to number 10. He scores his 4th top 10 hit with Park. Slipping a notch to number 9, here's Nate Smith and Fix What You Didn't Break. Trading places with Nate, climbing 1 to number 8, here's Josh Rouse and Single Again. Down 3 spots from number 4 to number 7 is Morgan Wallen with his former number 1 hit, I'm the Problem. In at number 6 for the 2nd week, here's Sam Hunt and Country House. At number 5 again this week, here's Ella Langley and Work for the Win. With his 3rd appearance on our countdown this week, again here's Morgan Wallen with Just In Case, climbing 3 spots to number 4. In at number 3 for the 2nd week, here's Corey Kent with This Heart. Well, what goes up must come down. Here's last week's number 1, this week at number 2, Riley Green and Worst Way. And the new number 1 song in country music this week, it took 29 weeks to get here. It climbs from number 2 to number 1. The score is 13th number 1 hit. It's Kane Brown and Backseat Driver. That is our countdown to this week's biggest hits. Join me again next time. We'll count them down once again and find out who's got the number 1 song in the USA. Thanks for listening.